My name is Aisha and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who haven't subscribed, okay, before I get into this topic, I would like to say two things. First of all, I'm not a certified psychologist, though I did take psychology for 1 year as part of my degree. Number two, our ability to understand, dissect, and judge information solely has to do with our personalities, our inexperiences and experiences, our past events, and our current state of mind. With that being said, I am someone who is currently struggling with kind of social relationships just because I feel there's no point having meaningless relationships or affairs with other people, because I think on a deeper scale, as a person, I'm very passionate. I'm not an emotional person, but for sure I'm a passionate person. And because of this, I have been spending a lot of time alone, which I actually do quite often. We always tend to find distraction and entertainment, but only boredom can give you a self-clarity evaluation. That's the time where it allows your mind to wander. That's the time you come up with crazy ideas. That's the time when you come up with $1 million ideas that might be the next big thing. So spending a lot of time alone and actually allowing your mind to wander and being bored is very, very essential and important for your self-being. As people, we're inherently born good. We're able to distinguish between right and wrong, but that doesn't mean that we're exempted from acting violently or selfishly. All of us have a highly developed model of the world and our place in it. When we share the same worldviews with other people, automatically that becomes the accepted, agreeable paradigm. And in most cases, we tend to be moral hypocrites. We're very quick to judge and crucify people, especially when they're strangers, compared to when they are our friends and our friends or family. And when it comes to us, we act very likely and we just try to always justify the things we do or say to other people. For instance, let me give you a moral dilemma. Let's say you get into a feud with someone or an argument with someone and you said some really nasty things to that person. In your mind, you start to think that, oh, if they didn't say this or do this to you, you wouldn't have said that or acted that way to them. We constantly try to justify that action even when we're wrong. But at the same time, when it's being done to us, we're always playing victim. We're always threatened by that. We always feel like, oh my God, this person has done the worst thing. They've disrespected me. They've shown no value to me, Another moral dilemma. Let's say you have been in a relationship with someone. They've hurt you, they've cheated on you, they've lied to you. And you kind of carry that trauma into your next relationship with other people. And you start to blame the entire gender population for one person's misrepresentation. And I feel it's very, very unfair. We have all done it one way or the other, be it for a friendship or relationship, mostly in relationship, especially when you've been cheated. So we do that quite often. And spending a lot of time alone, I understood that I'm not as good as I say I am. And I feel a lot of people might be able to relate to this situation. I'm someone who is in constant pursuit of self-improvement. I'm constantly trying to be a better person in every aspect of my life. I'm always trying to be better. But I always think I'm a good person. I genuinely think I'm a good person. But now I realize that we are neither good nor bad. We're actually both. At the end of the day, you have done something, like I said, Wow. I'm like thinking of so many instances right now, and it's kind of giving me a more sense of self. I am so sorry. I'm a bit overwhelmed by this. Okay. Reason I said this is because deep down as people, we do things in order to get revalidation, praise, or kind of appreciation from other people. And in all honesty, that's why we get upset when people do not do things, do not kind of respond the way we want them to respond. You know, we get upset at them, and we kind of blame them for being kind of ignorant, unfair, or insensitive, or however you try to see it. But if you solely do things to be revalidated, reassured, thanked by other people, you cannot move forward as a person. The moment you stop playing victim, the moment you start seeing as, the moment you start seeing your experiences and the conflicts or situations that you find yourself as things that are being done for you rather than to you, the moment you start to see that in every conflict, even when that person might be wrong, that you also played a part in it, that is the moment you give yourself the opportunity to grow and to learn as an individual. It is very, very important for us to understand that self-connection and stop being moral hypocrites. We all have the tendency to troll, to lie, to cheat, to manipulate, to pretend. And that's why we get upset at people that actually do this to us. But sometimes our soul actually yearns for it. Some situations might happen to you, or traumas might happen to you, and you see it as the world is evil or bad. But it's only in those situations that you're actually reborn. That is when you kind of evolve as a person. That's when your mind evolves as an individual. And if you hadn't experienced those things, you would not get to the level that you are. So we should always stop holding on to regrets and stop seeing situations as things that are being done to us, but for us. It is very important for you to develop the habit of forgiving other people. Because at the end of the day, when we're angry with someone, we think that they deserve to die, suffer, be in pain forever. And sometimes when that thing actually happens to that person, we kind of think it has to do with us. No, it doesn't have to do with you. You are too small and too little. Your situation between you and one person is too little for the universe to just alter someone else's life. It's just an unfortunate coincidence that when you had that situation with that person, those things happened to them. And we kind of always think it's karma. But it's not. I promise you, it solely has nothing to do with you as a person. And as people, we hold on to grudges and hate so much that you forget that this is just poisoning you as an individual, not that person. Maybe that person is not even aware that you're being angry or bitter or hateful or spiteful towards them. I promise you, sometimes people don't even know that they've annoyed you or they've offended you. They justify their actions to you. Maybe they do have a sense of they've done something wrong to you, but not the way you hold it. Forgiving people is not about them getting away with the situation. It's about you. It's about you as a person. It's about you not allowing this thing to stop having an effect on you in life, and for you to move forward as a person. And the more you start to do that, the more you live peacefully, better, and the more you stop doing things for people to appreciate or recognize you, and you start actually doing it for the sake of being a good person, for the sake of God or anything that you believe in, that is when it stops to matter whether they appreciate this or see this as a good thing that you've done to them. that is the point where you start to see it as something that you're doing for yourself, a way to give it back to other people. We're very irrational. We always judge people, and when it comes to us, our families, or our friends, we're always emotional, moral hypocrites. We're always moral hypocrites. And at the end of the day, we are not as good as we think we are. As people, we do bad things. We've said bad things to people. But the most important thing is to not always justify your actions, because that can actually tarnish your morals and your image as a person. You always have to go back, take a step back, and actually look at the situation properly and stop playing victim all the time. If I decide to talk about everything that is in my head, I feel like it would take a whole day to have this conversation. And I've tried to make it as short as I possibly can. And I really hope that this video helps someone out there and see, like, it's okay. We're all bad people. We're all bad people at the end of the day. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
I'm a naughty girl. I'm a nice girl too. I'm a naughty girl. Anything for you. I'm a naughty